Oh, sorry, heroin nod. Good evening, I'm Dave Landau, and welcome to Normal World, sitting in for QB, who is still in Peru. We're not sure if he's alive or not, but please welcome to the show, Matt McClowry.
Oh.
Hola, amigos.
That's right. And also joining us today, as per usual, Angela.
Hi.
There you go. How are you today?
Much better.
Are you better than yesterday?
Yes.
Good. That was a lot to deal with.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
So sorry about that.
Well, that happens. But what you need to do out there, go ahead and hit subscribe. You can tongue punch that like button. Yeah. And that makes sure that you will get all the notifications and love from our show. Matt, where are you going to be?
I will be at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase November 1st and 2nd, headlining.
And then October 27th in Buffalo with me.
Mm-hmm.
And October 25th at Toms River, New Jersey.
Yes, Toys for Tots.
Toys for Tots. So people should check that out at davelandau.com, as well as Appleton, Wisconsin this weekend. But also on the show, one of my best friends, a man who I think is beyond talented, gorgeous, a breath of fresh air in every way possible. You might know him from Toolshed Art Club, and you might just know him because you believe. Please welcome Austin Anderson.
Hello.
Welcome back.
I was bathing in those nice things you said of me.
You're very funny,
Thanks.
and I like the work you do.
Thank you, sir. I was gonna bring a surprise. I didn't have time to make it, but I found a long lost video of me on America's Got Talent when I ripped my shirt off and threatened Piers Morgan.
Oh, yeah, Piers Morgan kicked you off that show.
yeah. So, but I found the VHS. That's how long it's not seen anywhere. But when I show it, I just want you to see it because I want to see your reaction.
Dude, I want to check that out. I remember seeing a set of you on it, though. You weren't kicked off right away.
No, what happened is the show is rigged.
Yeah.
In case, so it was set up to kind of launch Jackie Ivanko. I don't know. She's like an opera singer. She did Trump's inauguration.
Oh, is she the one who was unattractive and that was her whole thing?
No, at the time she was like 10.
Oh, Susan Boyle.
She sounded like 10 and sang. Yeah.
Where they were just like, she's so ugly, but sounds so gorgeous.
Can you believe it?
Yes. Can we get a bag for her head?
Yes. How can someone who looks like you have anything pretty come out of their mouth?
And it's also hilarious because she was singing that miserable song from Les Mis about how
Yes.
life is terrible.
Right. Yeah. It's the one that she really felt.
Yeah.
She's like, someone put her back under the stairs.
Yeah.
I think that's where she went.
The next one, she just looks like the unknown comic. There's a paper bag over her face. So so this one was, they always want to give them like a Vegas, what do you call it? Residency.
Yeah, you think that, I don't know, in my 20s, so you're like, all right, I won this YouTube thing, you're like, there's a chance, but then when you get there, you start seeing how, what it really is.
Yeah.
And then so it was all like YouTube, it was 2010, so it's like where they found Justin Bieber, and the theme was like looking for that one gem, that one diamond in the rough. That's me quoting Howie Mandel. And then at the end, Jackie Ivanko comes out and she's like, oh, and they're like, Howie's like, we found that gem. But for the rest of us, we were just fodder.
Well, that's
my producer handling me before I went live on TV. She goes, by the way, Piers Morgan hates stand-up comics. And then pushed me out on stage on live television in front of 11 million people.
Yeah, probably because they've been ripping on him for so long, like Gervais and stuff.
And then so he buzzed me, and then I told him I knew. I was like, I knew you'd buzz me. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I knew you were going to poop on my party, but I party with poop on my face. And Howie Mandel's like, what? Because he's like a germphobe.
Yeah, he's like, no.
Thing is, and then we went back and forth, and then I just ripped my shirt off, and I was like, you want some of this, Piers? And Nick Cannon's like, he's getting naked. And then when I went backstage, they just put me on a shuttle and got me out of there. And then, but not before this kid, this young kid, because everybody goes on there and they're like, I have a chance, but then they could get just destroyed. And this black kid, he could dance really well. And they just tore him apart. And before I left, I'm like shirtless, sweating, and he comes and he hugs me. And he goes, thank you for saying those things to Piers. And I'm like, yes, my black child. And then the next night you have to stand there as they vote you off. You can't say anything back. You just
I've been there.
you have a spotlight on you. And Piers Morgan goes, no, he's the worst stand-up comedian in the history of the world. That's what he said. And then they just shooed me out.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was.
That's the best thing to use. I know you use that as promo.
Yeah.
Piers Morgan says he's the worst stand-up comedian.
I did. At the time it happened, I was like, this is it. But that's when I was like, I don't want to be part of this system.
It's hard to be like an AGT act. You'll make money for a while, but then you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A couple of them are great. Tom Cotter was perfect for the show because he had all those one-liners that just sat perfectly for that. But other than that, it's like you have to have a chicken wing arm or be a burn victim.
Right.
No offense to anybody who's got deformities or burns. I'm just saying that's they look for things.
I auditioned
for an underdog,
myself,
and it's absurd.
Yeah, like they made up like what I did for a living, and I was like, this is not what I do, and they're like, just do it, and they're like, walk along this fence. So then I'd like brush my hands on it, and they're like, no, you got to do it serious, and I had to like write in a journal and look up, and I'm like, I hate everything about this.
Right.
Well, it's always very. Like the thing is, they make you meet you for a second, and then like, here's how we see you and how you're going to be and how you're going to be introduced to the world. So they make up this character based on this like very superficial snap judgment. And I remember like a very, very funny comic who was on the show also, but they painted this whole thing about him where he's like, he is wacky because his roommate's his friend. And you mean like every comic in New York City?
Well, I remember when Last Comic Standing was rigged, and they've since admitted it for the earlier
They auditioned
seasons.
in 2005, and then they sent everybody who was waiting in line home because the real 10 people were going to do it. And then they were just like, well, we just needed you for the shot.
Yeah, I was walked in the door. I was like, do I have to? So I go wait in line, and they're like, no, you can just come later. We'll let you in. And that was 2 years in a row for me. One was in 05, and one was in maybe 06. Or a year after that, because Brian Baumgartner and the redhead from The Office, they're like, okay, you're going to go in there and the set's not going to go well. Bill Bellamy will give you a pep talk, and then you'll go back in and kill. I went in and I told the joke, and Brian Baumgartner and the redhead woman from The Office both bursted out laughing. So it didn't really work. But then anyway, Bill Bellamy gives me a pep talk about going back in there. And then I do it again, and they just like play along, and we're like, okay, great. And I remember talking to him outside. He's like smoking, and I just know him from The Office. And he's like, yeah, I don't know, man. He's like, I thought you were great. That's ridiculous, but you know how this is. I was like, yeah, sure do.
Well, I just like
but I was brought in to be tough competition for the people that were already going to go through, as opposed to the people who had been waiting in line who were just there for a camera shot in Minneapolis, by the way. And
Dude,
it was like a foot of snow.
I was probably at that same one that you were at.
Okay.
But I waited outside like a street vandal.
I was on there three times. I was in Chicago, Tempe, Arizona, and then I was in
I was in line for the Chicago one, and I was just glad when they sent us home that I didn't have to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And then when you actually did the show, I was really glad I never did it. Because they had you guys wear these clothes that they give you.
Yeah.
You've never worn.
That's what they do at America's Got Talent.
Well, that was 2014.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing
Your outfit looked good, but some of the people just looked absurd.
No, the first one that looked good was the one that...
Well, your set looked good, too.
Yeah, Tammy picked out for me. She picked out all the clothes for me for that. So the guy was like, this is great. Then the second one, they had a different outfit. The third one, they had me in a suit, the button-down blue shirt, and like the suit was very ill-fitting. And I'm like, can I just go to my hotel room and get new stuff? But they would just kind of force you into taking whoever was sponsoring the episode.
Is it like a thing to give you like a character? Like a...
Yes.
Very much so.
Well, even if it's not you.
Yeah, and my thing was like I came off so dark and edgy to them, but when I walked out, they didn't expect it.
They're like, put him in a bow
legit.
tie.
Like they legitimately were judging me on that, at least in the first round, until they had to, figure it out. But like Keenan Ivory Wayans didn't expect me to come out and start saying the stuff that I did and make it clean enough for TV. But yeah, then they have to go, okay, well, he doesn't look edgy, so we'll make him look extra not edgy.
Like a little Mormon boy or something.
Right, yeah, so it's like more shocking.
You did. You had a sweater, didn't you?
In one of them.
A V-neck sweater.
Yeah, but the first one I didn't. The first one I was just dressed in what I would buy at Kohl's.
Yeah, they put me in a snap button-up shirt that they, I'm sure, regretted. So pop, and then they had so much makeup on my face. I looked like a geisha. I was like looking back, I was so powdered. I'm like, this is awful.
Just walking out, just waving a fan at yourself.
With my lips.
They just said you spread legged on a what do you call it, a sumo wrestler? That's how they breed.
That is.
They put a sumo wrestler and the geisha goes on top.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's true.
No.
She doesn't want to do it, but in that culture, she's gonna have to.
You know the
That's right.
sumo, like interns or whatever. Their main job is to wipe the butt of the sumo.
Is it
Wait,
really?
what?
Yes, because they can't reach it themselves.
No, they definitely can't reach it.
Oh,
They can't. I think that you'd think that they would have them stretch.
I think it's too much.
No, a lot of bodybuilders can't reach it either.
Their anus?
Yeah.
Who wipes their anus when they're alone?
Their wife, their boyfriend.
Probably their boyfriend.
Probably not their wife.
That's what a lot of them get divorced.
Yeah, because they have to wipe their husband's.
Yes.
Yeah.
They look incredible and
You need
have
a
like the best
bidet.
muscles ever, but can't wipe their own
Like
ass.
a baby.
So they die alone.
So gross.
You see the Rodney Coleman documentary?
Ronnie Coleman? Yeah.
Where he's just he looks like the crippled kid from South Park now.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, he has like the walkers. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's done.
Well, it's like Kid Dynamite.
Ronnie Coleman trained 15 minutes from here, the Dallas Metroplex or the Metro.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. It's a dirty, dingy gym, but he didn't even want to be a bodybuilder. He's like, I just wanted a free gym membership, and they told me to enter a bodybuilding contest, and it turned out I was pretty good. That's how he talks.
Yeah.
It's the most enormous.
Well, I would hope so.
And he was a cop, which I love the dichotomy because he was still a full-time police officer throughout most of his bodybuilding career. And it's like, you're not committing any crimes right now, Ronnie.
Sure.
They just had to paint those
sure
little
not at least-
police shorts on
Take
him.
my proteins. I just take my proteins and my creatine.
Just eat my vegetables and my vitamins.
Work out for him.
It just happened to be that I got very big very quick.
These police shorts that painted on unfit me.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he just messed himself up by doing too many heavy.
Too many squats, man.
Yeah, too many heavy squats that just destroyed. I felt one pop one time when I was going down. I still think I had 2 or 3 more reps in me.
Yeah. I think with the result of shooting some stuff in my leg, can't be sure.
That's the thing too, is he's so and the thing is, he would
He
just.
still says he didn't take steroids, right?
He was on a bodybuilding diet of chicken breast, but his genetically, he's just.
So's Hugh Jackman.
He just has 0.5 body fat percentage naturally, so he would just see him douse chicken breast in a whole bottle of KC Masterpiece. It's like, I'm just gonna do some cardio. I'll be good.
Yeah, you're like, that's not. You're like, it's basically candy and chicken at this point to your body. You're just eating candy
It helps him
chicken.
get
You ever see the videos
Yeah,
of bodybuilders just throw the powder in their face? They're just like,
Yeah.
they don't even use
dry
time
scoop
for
it.
water. Yeah.
Yes, part of how they say Rich Piana died is because they found lines of powder next to where he died, and he didn't have any cocaine or anything in his system, but he would snort pre-workout.
He would snort it.
Yeah, he would snort it, and he also took and it's this is heavy stimulant, lots of caffeine, him and DMA, but he would take several scoops at a time to go work out at night, and then he'd take Ambien right after his workout. I remember there's this one video where he goes to train, he takes 4 scoops of pre-workout, which is 2 grams of caffeine fully, and then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go work out, go to Chipotle afterward, and the next thing it cuts to him, he's got a mohawk, and he's like, I don't know what happened, but I woke up with a mohawk.
Oh, dude, yeah.
He's dead.
Of course he's dead.
Yeah, his heart gave out, right?
Yeah.
And I just don't even need to look that up.
No, we all know how that stopped. Well, let's talk about this now that we're on the topic. A bag of drugs. Oregon police found a bag full of drugs marked definitely not a bag full of drugs.
Did they really?
Yes.
Is that what it said?
Yeah,
That's it right there.
That's it right there. It actually said, see, definitely not a bag full of drugs.
What is that, Norm Macdonald stash? It is not a bag of drugs.
Like, all right, we won't look then.
That looks like the Dave Landau starter kit from the 90s.
I feel like I would. If
You would have wrote that on your bag.
I know, I would've.
You would have, dude.
I would have had
Not a
everything
chain
but
from
the
a kiosk
gun.
at the mall, though.
You should sell that. You should sell that for Halloween costumes.
Yeah, definitely not a bag of drugs. Well, the police officers in Portland, Oregon, you were just there.
Yeah. What? This one's not mine.
Yeah. Stop. Well, I'm not saying that it was yours. I was saying that you know how it is there.
Yeah.
Stopped a car Tuesday night when they noticed a bag inside that said definitely not a bag full of drugs. And in fact, it was full of drugs. 79 blue fentanyl pills, 3 fake oxycodone tablets, and 230 grams of methamphetamine to be exact.
3 fake oxys? Somebody's going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah, it was 3
fentanyl?
fake oxys. 79 blue fentanyl pills is definitely terrifying because, you know, they're selling that as Xanax.
What's even more impressive is that the police were involved in Portland.
I know, isn't that
You
nice?
do not see them.
I thought that all drugs were legal in Portland now.
Not anymore.
After
They ended that.
Yeah, they stopped doing that.
when they let everyone just take over the city.
Yeah.
Well, once they realized that we're living in a time where people are very, very depressed and willing to put anything in their bodies to not feel, they thought, maybe not. That's what the gun's for when you run out of drugs.
Yeah, that's not even for protection.
No, it's just your last option.
It's the gun for. Who you planning on shooting? Myself.
Myself, I'm just going to try to enjoy these 79 blue fentanyl pills first.
Yeah, if they don't take.
I can't imagine taking any amount of fentanyl wouldn't just kill you. And I think they're going to be facing a hard sentence. You can't have that stuff on you right now.
No.
With the war on drugs is pathetic, but the war on fentanyl is like they just found the biggest stash ever to come over a border in Michigan, in Detroit.
Oh.
The most amount of fentanyl they tried to sneak in through the Canadian border.
Wow. From Canada?
Canada.
Justin Trudeau.
Yep.
Speaking
He was
of Justin
disguised as a
Trudeau.
Detroiter.
I was thinking he was disguised as a Hindu with all the pills in the top of the hat.
I was just thinking that was a good segue to the next topic.
Why don't you go ahead and read it for me?
Okay. Homosexual high school theater couple Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are having David Beckham join in for a threesome. They're shooting a beer commercial. It's called Prep Seltzer. It comes in 3 flavors: semen, cum, and jizz. Much like the script for Good Will Hunting, Matt and Ben plan to steal the commercial from someone and then have them killed. When they found out it was David Beckham, however, they decided to team up.
So that's some big news. And that was a
is.
complete cut and paste from a legit news source.
What that says that they're gay?
Yeah, I mean, we're not saying that. This is
Yeah.
allegedly that somebody wrote this. He certainly didn't write it sitting across the dinner table from Matt last night.
I am willing. I would bet, and I will guarantee that Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck have played Naked Twister together.
I bet you more than
They
that.
played Spin the Bottle, and they're like, you know, it would be really hilarious if we played Naked Twister. And they're like, that would be so funny.
Yeah,
And
well,
they did so.
maybe they invited Kevin Spacey over, who just wanted to sleep upstairs in one of the kids' rooms.
Kevin Spacey's just in the corner, chain smoking, watching him play Naked Twister. Yeah.
Boy, I would like this more if you were all Richard Dreyfuss's kid.
Swing that foot over to right yellow. He's
one
directing
pulling it
it.
off.
Yeah, he's directing it, spinning it.
It's just Steven Soderbergh who directed all those guys in Oceans 11 and 12. All right. Right foot on green. Yeah.
That's a wide one.
Yeah.
This
Look at how far you made it, Ben.
is the Ocean's 11 they wouldn't let us make.
You didn't even spread that hard to get your movie made. I think
Dude, Matt Damon's head's growing, by the way. He's on the HGH. This
He's
latest
gotta be.
movie trailer.
Mm-hmm.
His head is it's almost at the stage where it will frighten children. It's like a Sylvester Stallone head. We're gonna see some real shit with that head.
it's a pumpkin Halloween head for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely think he's on something. Like, he's going to have to just carry that thing around in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
You should probably have blue ribbons on it by the next time you see him in a movie.
To have it, cut off and sewn onto Ben Affleck's shoulder.
So they, not for any main reason except so they can just kiss all the time.
With the head facing here, not even there.
So
Matt Damon always staring at Ben Affleck.
Well, it's funny too. Like anytime Ben Affleck gets divorced, the first thing he does is run back to Matt Damon. Like even when he started having problems with J-Lo, and she was probably like, "There's a lot of information about to come out," and it was about Diddy parties. Now they're getting divorced. But like the first video you see is him like running to Matt Damon, who's with another girl, to hang out again. It's like he leaves Matt Damon to
Matt Damon's like, damn it, I actually have a family I love. Go drink in a dumpster alone.
I know. Go have a cigarette and look pissed. Mm-hmm. That's kind of why I like Ben Affleck, though. I really do, because every time you see him, he's just either out of shape on a beach, and it looks like he's deciding if he's going to go into the water forever, or having a cigarette looking pissed outside of a building.
And let's not overlook that gigantic dragon tattoo.
Oh yeah, he had
has
that done
on his back. That is,
It's a phoenix.
so god.
Oh yeah, it's a phoenix.
Because he's rising up.
Out of his asshole.
Yeah, it's a
Rising out of the asshole.
like he paid good money, and it's that awful like green.
It's so bad. Can you find it?
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
see it.
let's find Ben Affleck's.
You know what would be cool if the head of the phoenix was just Matt Damon's face?
It might be if you zoom in. It could very well be, or it could be Jennifer.
It's one of those.
What's her name? Garner. Jennifer Credit Card Commercial Gardner. Like you can't be liberal and go on and on about your moral stances when you work for a credit card company.
Dude, that is the worst thing. How do you have all the money that you could ever need with access to everyone on earth, and you find a guy that does that to your back?
Well, also he's wearing
50.
a swimsuit because it definitely keeps going.
It does.
Like down
I
his
think he goes into
ass.
his butt cheek.
It looks like something. It looks like it's got a
Coming
whole
out.
tail that
Yeah.
goes down.
down here.
The phoenix has to rise out of something.
It's like a sign at like a role-playing game store.
It looks like a shirt that Asian guy
exactly.
on the TLC would wear who loved all the Ed Hardy stuff.
It looks like
It looks like a knockoff.
Yeah, it's like,
John
It's a
Gosling.
knockoff
that's
affliction shirt.
the first thing I thought of is it looks like the shirt that Mikey Whipwreck wrestled in, and I'm like, that's too deep of a pull, but our audience will get it.
I think you can throw that out there.
Yeah.
What's
It looks like a
happening?
temporary tattoo that's starting to fade in certain parts.
Like what's at the bottom? Is that a peacock feather? What is that? Like
Yeah, it does appear to be a peacock feather.
just coming up?
Why would you go into public swimming? Like, can you imagine the guy
There's
who's
nothing I hate more than that tattoo. The more I look at it, the angrier I become.
And it's a dark sun or a dark moon,
Yeah.
a black hole.
and he's pale? Can you imagine just sitting there with him? Like,
Him just laying there on a table for hours and hours and hours, smoking a cigarette, looking pissed, and convinced this is a good idea.
when even as like
I don't want to play
flowers.
Batman again, but I'm going to do this.
No, this seems like a better idea.
Dude, they should have, but they covered this
He's got
up. in
flowers
Gone
on his
Girl.
upper left.
But that
arm.
one looks fine.
I mean, if you're a woman,
Could you
It looks
imagine?
better than that.
well, anything looks better than that.
Could you imagine in the movie Gone Girl if he was like, "No one covers up my tattoos," and it was this? If people would be like, "Fuck, turn this off."
He did it.
If there, yeah, I know, he'd be arrested and brought out of the house. They'd be like, there'd be no open investigation. Just be like, hey, did you see the guy with the dragon tattoo kill
Like you did.
another David Fincher movie? That was the inspiration.
It'd be like they're writing him up, like what appears to be some sort of, I don't know, homage to Matt Damon's penis on his back.
What it is? He lay there for 2 days, and I charged him $41,000.
I would love if Matt Damon did a nude scene and his dick was just that for some reason.
Yeah, you just look, and it's where it cuts off, and he's got the tail down him. So when they're together,
It comes together.
they come together like a big gay puzzle.
Now the phoenix can rise, and then
Can be
they just
big.
start rotating together
Yeah.
in the nude.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they've sampled.
Yeah. Well, dude, do you see George Clooney and Brad Pitt were on the cover of a magazine at the airport in a pool?
Did you ever read the article? where Tom
For a
Hardy.
movie that bombed on Apple.
Yeah, they're like,
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
No, what's the movie with Tom Hardy? I'm sorry.
No, just with the interview where Tom Hardy's like, "Yeah, I've sampled. I'm an actor," and then he got pissed because it went. It was like, "I didn't know you were recording me."
Tom Hardy sampled the male
Cock.
genitalia.
Yes. Yes.
Is that what you have to do to be an actor?
Yes.
He played a gay mobster.
Did he?
Yeah, he played twins, and one of them was gay back in London.
So he had to have sex with himself?
I think that was when he probably sampled it. He was like, "How can I make this where I can have sex with me? The ultimate goal of every actor."
Well, if you ever take an acting class, it's not exactly a have to.
No, it's just people there. I went through a lot of acting classes,
I know.
and I'm here because I didn't suck any tea.
Well, and you're here because all the people in your improv classes hate you now.
Oh, they all hate me now.
They all hate you now.
Yeah, because I'm on a conservative network, and they're making no money.
Yeah, because of the people they voted for.
Yeah, they're trying to save a theater no one goes to. And by theater, I mean crappy, empty room that was once a house.
When in doubt, I go to petty grievances.
I think it's a good way to go. It's not a petty grievance.
What?
The needs of children of first responders, as well as our soldiers. Go ahead, Matt. Tell me about it.
There's nothing better at the end of a long day than sitting down in your favorite easy chair with a glass of your favorite whiskey, unless you're Dave. And hey, if it turns out that with every glass you're helping to support a great American cause, doesn't that just make it taste that much better?
Yes.
It is time to chart your own course with Flying Ace whiskeys from Craft Co., inspired by generations of American aviators and proudly made right here in the US of A. Flying Ace is not only making amazing whiskeys, they're also committed to supporting our brave troops and their families through their partnerships with Folds of Honor. They're providing scholarships to families of America's fallen or disabled, and these scholarships allow families to begin to chart their own new course after experiencing great sacrifice. Flying Ace whiskeys are American proud because they're American made, and they're American proud because they're helping to support our heroes and their families. So don't wait around. Today's the day to go get your own and see what all the hype is about. Buy online at flyingacespirits.com and use code AMERICA to get free shipping. That's flyingacespirits.com, code AMERICA for free shipping.
And thank you very much, Flying Ace, for sponsoring this episode. Also, there's a QR code right there, like you said. You can click that, and you're going to be doing something great for families of first responders and soldiers as well.
I almost nailed that except for the part where I said free shippings, like I was channeling Ronnie Coleman.
It's those free shippings.
Some free shipping.
Mm-hmm. Get some free shippings. Pulp Fiction just turned 30. That means it was 30 years ago well, not today, but this week.
It was today.
Oh, was it today?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That a gimp came out of a box. And you were like, what is this?
They're like, it's the 90s, bitch.
Bring out the gimp.
Dude.
I don't know. I just thought I'd throw it in there. I know because right now there's a new movie. Yeah, there they go. There's the trio.
She still looks good.
She does still look good. John Travolta looks great for a
Looks
homosexual.
hilarious.
I just shouldn't be saying gay jokes like that. We do know that he's
a Scientologist. It's fine.
yeah.
He's looking thin, though.
He's up there.
Might have that.
They're all
AIDS.
up there. Like even Samuel L. Jackson had a late start in his career.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't think he'd still be around doing Avengers movies.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back to it, that playing the robber in Coming to America was his big break.
It was. And then he played Gator in, oh man, what was the name of it? It was one of the Spike Lee joints.
Was it Do the Right Thing?
No, he wasn't Do the Right Thing, though. He was the radio DJ.
I just
Did a lot
know
of stuff.
white men
Jungle
can't
Fever?
jump.
Jungle Fever, yeah. He's a crackhead is really when he broke because he's a recovering crackhead.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a really interesting story.
You're not just saying that because he's black?
No, I'm saying it because it's, well,
No,
I
it
mean,
is.
look, it's a wild guess, but I bet it's right.
No, he had a cocaine problem
I
for
know,
years.
thank you.
His wife called it.
What I said. What is that look?
I don't know. I was just,
What? Go ahead, say what you want to say.
His wife called it her villa in hell. but she's stuck by her man.
What? Oh, she was with him when he was all cracky?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know this. This is new info.
I think there's a video where he delivers the Ezekiel
Mm-hmm.
25:17, I believe is the reading.
Oh, like while he's on crack?
Yeah.
No. Today to honor the movie.
Oh.
Well, the important thing is that you never smoke crack for years on end because you don't want to end up a wealthy movie star into old age.
Yeah, you don't want people throwing the scripts at you that you get to do one every day of your life. So yeah, don't do drugs, folks. You might end up being happy. I'll tell you what, who's happy? The makers of Terrifier 3. Anybody here seen the first two Terrifiers besides Angela?
I've seen all 3, baby.
Oh, you saw the third?
Yeah.
How's 3?
Honestly, I like 2 better.
Choose a good one.
I feel like the first one was so disjointed.
The first one's not great.
It's just because the main character dies, and then they're like, you're the main character now. And then they die, and then they're the main character. And I don't like that.
Do they all have faces like that?
Correct. That's
Yes.
Terrifier.
That die?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the second one was really good, and then I was not as impressed with this one.
What about you, Matt?
I've seen them adjacently while my wife likes horror movies, and I just never got on board. It's not my thing.
That surprises me about Patty.
I'm with you
It
too.
surprises you about Patty?
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that. I don't know her that well.
Oh,
But
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised about Patty.
She used to die.
I feel like you'd watch horror movies.
her dad died when she was a baby, so she never knew him.
I don't know if that's the reason to love horror movies.
I mean, it's part of it.
You could just enjoy
I don't know.
horror
She was.
movies.
I don't know. She was bullied as a child.
Was he killed with an axe?
My wife is like, I always liked goth girls, and my wife was like just the appropriate amount of goth for me.
Yeah, you liked Goth Girl
She was
Light.
like, yeah, she's like Ursula from the Little Mermaid goth.
Yeah, you
know?
liked.
Is she that big?
No,
I
not
said
yet.
you would call her a superficial cutter.
No, she's not a cutter.
No shit.
She's
But she's one of those. She's the type of girl that would have just like
like
a little.
lightly cut, like just gave a
for
scratch.
attention. Yeah.
No,
She's just into like she's an author. She's into
Chicken
books.
bones?
She's into anybody who's into that. I tend to.
She's
think.
a really funny shit talker too.
She's a great shit talker.
She's an
Nice.
amazing shit talker.
I've had fun just putting down Matt with her. But no, she's great. But
But
yeah,
yesterday she's texting me back and forth a Paul Stanley impression because she says I wasn't doing it accurately enough.
the Paul Stanley because he made pasta.
He
and
made
shared it
pasta.
with the world.
And he shared it on his Twitter.
So good, I'd pay for it.
So good, I'd pay for it.
Was he in makeup?
I'm sure.
Did he eat it with his
Well, I mean,
tongue?
not his kiss makeup, but makeup, yes.
Yeah.
Did he eat it with his long tongue?
Yeah. No, you're thinking of Gene
That's Gene
Simmons.
I
Simmons.
thought they all did the long tongue.
He'd talk shit about Gene just trying to get pussy and monetize the pasta.
Yes, he would.
Like Ace and Peter were so dumb, they tried to stick it up their nose.
Yeah. Not me.
Ace's was mushy. Needless to say, no one asked for seconds.
I watched him dance like a drunk wine mom, and it's still the worst thing I've ever watched.
I went to
Performing in Kiss. It was
it's for your son.
horrific.
Your son. You ruined Kiss for you and your son.
Yeah.
How does a drunk wine mom dance?
Dude,
When they're dressed like a goblin.
Can we pause it and I'll send her the video right now?
We don't
Yeah.
have to pause.
Let me just send you the video.
Yeah, I have to see this.
Okay.
I know I got it somewhere. Yep.
Oh yeah. You guys were close.
Yeah, look at how. Oh yeah, I had great seats. It's the last thing you want to do at a Kiss show.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah. Do you see that? Notice.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
no!
You tell me that's
No!
not an aunt at a wedding.
He's humping his guitar like a teen on a pillow.
I'll tell you one thing he's not doing: singing or playing that guitar.
No, not at all. He's on his own. He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah. This was, and then.
He thinks he's cooking
I got the other
pasta.
one.
And here's Gene to give you if you want to see a man who stopped caring and it's a cash grab, I bring you Gene Simmons.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Vince Neil.
Oh no. He doesn't move. He bops his head a bit while he
Oh, yeah, dude. He looks like an animatronic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also
The
love.
least riveting thing my son's ever seen. And he
Dear
was
God, look at
he's
the
got-
shoes. No wonder why he's not
And he's
moving.
got like an action figure holder to
Yeah.
like hold him upright.
Dude,
but
He also just got off a dolly and he's wearing a leather cape.
Dude, those shoes are preposterous.
Yes.
What? Like, how tall is he in real life?
He's not tall. And when he puts on the shoes, he feels like a big man.
Yeah, he does with that tongue. That's
Yeah.
when he's like, I only rape
he's
rape
6'2".
women in these shoes, allegedly. Otherwise, it's not intimidating.
When they describe him, he just takes off the shoes and they're like, well, this man's not 6'8".
When he's in the lineup, they're like, I don't know.
I can't tell you. Did any of them have shoes and makeup?
Like, really, really
like
high shoes?
rhinestone shoes a lady would wear. Because, they're knights, or they're, what is it?
It was allegedly Knights in
Satan's
Service.
Suits. Oh, Satan's Service. I thought it was Satan's Suits.
No, Knights in Satan's Service, but that was never the case.
Oh,
that was
I was
just
going to say, then we know
something
for
that
a
was
fact.
that was
It's in Detroit Rock City. I swear she says that.
She says that, but that's because she thinks they're satanic and doesn't want him to go.
I understand. I just thought there may have been some truth to it.
No.
What else would it stand for?
No.
Yeah, like kissing men
Yeah.
or women.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not saying kissing other men. I'm saying because they kiss, because he's got a long tongue, is what I'm saying.
something like that.
I mean, they look evil, like in a gay way.
But my son liked him the way that I liked him, where like I liked Detroit Rock City, the movie, when I was young, but
Right, it's a
I
good
liked
movie.
him because of Scooby-Doo. So my son saw the episode of Scooby-Doo, and then he started liking Kiss. He could play him on the drums. So I
Yeah.
took him to see Kiss, and now he no longer likes It was, I thought it was going to be such a great experience, and it was just a devastating evening for everyone involved.
And he knew you'd be hurt. He thought you'd be hurt, so he held it in for weeks until he couldn't anymore.
Yeah, and then he just goes, Dad, I'm sorry. It sucks. It sucked. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? He goes, the Kiss show. It was awful. And I'm crying laughing while he's saying this to me. Like, he just had to get it off his chest of how much he hated it. Because the only reason why he stayed was because he thought I was enjoying it.
No.
Otherwise,
Oh, dude, that's what a good son.
the one guy, Tommy, was throwing him pics. So he
Tommy
like,
Thayer,
yeah, he was actually, he
was
cared
trying.
though. Yeah, he was really
Yeah.
trying. So my son liked when he would come over and play and throw him pics. That was cool. But when we were leaving it, guys like, man, a lot of people don't get those pics. That's cool. My son had a stack like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, he liked that part of it, but he just thought that because he could tell they weren't.
Yeah, he was probably up all night. Like, how do you play a guitar when your hands are above your head and you're humping it?
Yeah, why are you bashing your penis into your ridiculous, devilish Stratocaster?
Because people thought it was cool in the 70s. That's why.
Yeah, they went to see Blue Oyster Cult and Kiss open, and they were like, this is way better.
Dude, I mean, I love Motley Crue now better than when they're in their prime. I love how Vince Neil does not care.
Oh, how
They're like, will you please get in shape and like learn how to sing again? And then he just shows up drunk and fat going, I love, like, he just like doesn't even say the words.
he's like, I'll still
Fantastic.
wear a vest. Does that work for
Yeah.
you? Even though I'll look like...
I heard a story someone said where they saw John Waite in concert from the Babies and his hit "Missing You," and during a guitar solo, he just went behind the drums and texted someone.
What was that?
John Waite.
Yeah.
He just during a guitar solo, he just went behind the drums and took out his phone and texted until they were over.
He had to text his wife. He's like, I'm in the middle of a concert right now.
Well, yeah, after Vince Neil's daughter passed, it was real hard on him. Like, he just became a hard-drinking golfer.
Did you ever see the VH1 show where he got back in shape for his comeback?
Yeah.
And then the bodybuilder who trained him killed someone in the desert?
Yes.
Like with a
Greg
gun
Titus.
or on
Well,
accident?
the same way he killed someone with a car.
Well, his wife, I think, killed her, and he just covered it up in the most idiotic way possible.
Yeah, by saying he was driving.
And driving it out to the desert and
Yeah.
burning it with kerosene that he's on camera buying.
This is
You know
who got
what?
Vince Neil into shape?
Yeah, Craig
Yeah.
Titus.
No wonder why it just went back to being fat.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what's not. You want to be fat? wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting in credit card debt is so easy. Getting out, well, the system's set up so you don't. If you're struggling with credit card, personal loans, collections, or medical bills, you need to check out PDS Debt. PDS provides a service to match you with debt solutions tailored to your favorite financial situations. And not your favorite situations, I meant your least favorite, unfortunately. If you're making payments every month on your debt and your balances aren't going down, PDS has solutions for you. Everyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there is no minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit is all accepted. Save more while paying off your debt in a fraction of the time. PDS Debt strives to understand your specific scenario and can help provide alternative solutions to becoming debt-free. Please speak of your experiences with debt. Well, I'll tell you, it's not good to take out a loan at a casino. Now, stop.
Can PDS help with that?
Yeah, I hope so.
PDS will kill the loan sharks for me.
I hope PDS can stop them from coming after me. PDS, stop waiting and start saving. Get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/normal. It only takes 30 seconds. The pdsdebt.com/normal is how it's spelled. pdsdebt.com/normal. Absolutely free. All you have to do is say, Dave sent you. He knows what it's like to be scared.
Are you really scared?
Me?
Yes, very. Yes. He's very...
I've made a lot of wrong turns. Now, anyway, I'm just saying, once you're rich, try to hang on to it. It feels better.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
But then all of a sudden you're put on a prescription you don't get, and whatever.
Next thing you know, you're in a hot tub.
Next thing you know, you're at an Indian casino playing blackjack. By blackjack, I mean slots.
Yeah. Dave's been called short a lot lately by people who aren't trolling him.
Mm-hmm. Like my bookie. He's not Italian. He's a Shylock.
Oh, we got some of the audience back.
Oh, did we? Thank God. As long as we make sure we... No, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. But I do know that debt crisis is an issue in this country. There's trillions of dollars in debt going on right now. If you are experiencing that, don't be ashamed of yourself. Everybody makes mistakes, and maybe you lost your job. Anything could have happened during COVID. It's been a rough few years, so don't be afraid to call PDS.
I'm contacting them right now.
Yeah.
Help. Just text help.
Just text help to pds.com/normal for a free debt analysis. Just say help. I think you could.
I have nothing to add to this because I'm a very lucky man married to a woman who watches the Ramsey Network for entertainment.
Yeah. Well, no, that's good. I remember when you had nothing and then I gave you everything. So coming up next, a woman. Oh, shut your face. Shut your stupid mouth. Why don't you read this story? Keep your mouth full of words that I can control.
You're a monster.
Not veer.
It's called Stop the Flight.
Okay.
Stop the flight. This man's going to Vegas.
Something
He's
you're
got a room with a balcony. Have you ever lost $30,000 and then walked out to a room with a balcony? Your last thought is, what a pretty view.
I think when I lost all my money in Vegas, I couldn't even afford one of those
country
rooms.
music.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You mean when you're so distraught you make your own balcony? Oh man, I can tell you what though, the SSRIs was something we had in common. I wonder if that's a correlation.
I think it might be, yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, why do I had everything? Go on.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm suffering still.
Well, a woman on a Frontier flight, Dave, you were
Was
there.
a millionaire.
Dear.
If it makes you feel better, you probably wouldn't be nowadays because the economy sucks so bad.
No, I figured my IRA itself has dipped quite a lot. That's just a separate gamble. That's just being an American.
I try to share stuff with him, just like, Dave, see, they lost everything too. You're not alone.
It's really nice. That's what you want to hear. Hey, other people are stupid. Hey, Dave, pick up the check still, though.
You write it off.
Well, not every time.
I know.
Sometimes we're on the road and you just.
I offer, and you
Never does.
I offer.
Doesn't.
I don't know. His voice is getting higher.
See how it's getting
Did you
higher?
pick up a check for $4,000? I think you did.
It's not friendship when there's a vig.
Did Dave get paid that amount and then tell you a story about how someone gave him $100?
I've made it.
And then he was like, "But I'm not going to give you $100."
Oh yeah, can you imagine? Could you imagine somebody bitching all week about how the person who brought them on the road never gave them a tip of $100? Then they made the most money they ever had, and then was like, "But I didn't bring you as a feature. You were already here," and then doesn't give you $100.
Now I'm going to do this in arena with a mascot of me.
Yeah.
With no shirt on.
Well, at least
telling this
everybody knows
contrived story.
I can't even tell the difference between the mascots.
Well, the one reeks like liquor and the other one's a mascot.
He's probably in the mascot. 'Cause it's before he comes on. That's why he's so sweaty.
Weren't you backstage with this person who nobody's guessed yet?
Yeah. I was like, I like the mascot.
That was funny. Like he made his biggest check ever, and like we were working together, and all week this other guy that I tour with would never give me $100 no matter what, like even a penny towards my flight and everything. And I tip everybody. Yes, Matt, you know it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I was like, yeah, that sucks. And then at the end of the week, he gets this giant check and is like, I'd give you $100, but like, I didn't bring you as a feature. You were already booked by the club. And I was like, was it worth it to say that? Wouldn't you have rather just given me $100 or said nothing than what you said? Like, and we were getting along swimmingly. We still do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a hilarious thing where it's like, dude, it was $100.
Yes.
Well, it's not just that, but it's that we do this at clubs every week where there's special engagements constantly, and whenever you or I tip them, they look at us like they're confused.
Yeah, I walk
like
around.
It's never happened.
Yeah, we tip at the staff at the end of the week. You know that.
Oh yeah.
We just say
Yeah,
thank
Dave
you
walks
to-
around like Al Pacino.
Yeah, because I want to
out
thank
20s.
everybody for the good job they did all week, and thank
They
you for
appreciate
having
it.
me. Yeah. And then they're like, why would you do this? They're like, the last comic threw Jordans at me and spit in my face.
I like you walk around and tip everyone. I remember, I don't know if he still does this, but Josh Blue once, he just walked around and just handed everyone weed gummies and joints.
Oh, that's
As
fun.
their no, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like a good guy.
gigantic bag, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Is your
understand.
tip, duh.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Well, if it's Josh Blue, aren't you like, that might be a little strong for me. I'm going to hold off on that if this is the result.
Yeah. Did you start twisting like that before or after you discovered gummies?
He's like, it helps my tremors. I think it's doing the
I
opposite.
don't think it does.
No, I think you're just saying that. I love how everybody says it's like the cure all, and you're like, it's not though.
Yeah, I like how I take my medicine out of gravity bong rips out of a bathtub. But yeah, you take your Robitussin out of the bathtub like, for your chronic pain.
Yeah, I take a teenager drug for my cancer. It makes me. I mean, I guess that works. It does make you hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So that will, if you're having trouble.
yeah.
That makes sense.
So you'll be full when you die.
Yeah, you're still gonna die.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have a lot to throw up the next time chemo rolls around. Why do you never move the camera after I make a joke?
You're the one who said it.
Because it should go to
You
you
need
laughing.
to sit in it. You gotta sit in
Make
that.
me sit in it.
Yeah, no, sit in there.
We've all lost someone to cancer. Derek comes in here with his one ball.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have
And
three.
everyone, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he's supposed to
Exactly.
You learned that last episode.
Does he show people it?
I've never seen his ball, but one time his girlfriend texted me a picture of his orange pubic hair combed over his penis because it looked like Donald Trump.
Wow.
He's like, does this look like Trump's cock? I was like,
No, but
why would you send this to me?
it looks like something that would be in my nightmares when I go to sleep.
And it was like Derek's taint area. And I was like, I didn't need this.
It's
Oh,
like,
God. She didn't even cut it or
that was
trim
like
it?
only like the
She's-
fifth most tasteless thing he's sent you either.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that day, the memes themselves. They were ethnically biased. All right, let's get out of here with
I
this.
don't know. At least that didn't cost him a military tour.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he lost a military tour.
Because of his weird pubes.
Because of Deborah Messing.
Because of Deborah Messing, yeah. You totally remember, yeah.
That more red hair.
Yeah, he upset Deborah Messing
On Twitter.
and argued with her on Twitter, and then she tweeted at the cruise line he was going to be working, and he lost his gig.
Oh, yeah, they'd take it away. They don't have any. It's fine.
Yeah, I think now they don't care. Once they realize, like, who's on your cruise ship, it's got to be all Trump supporters.
Yeah.
I would assume that's who cruises, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it as an insult.
I don't know. I've done one cruise. I was like, never again. You are a prisoner. You're a prisoner on that ship for 9 days.
I don't want to be on a cruise.
They don't even want to have like the one I was on. They're like, you can't wear open-toed shoes. I'm like, I'm going through the Caribbean and I have to wear closed shoes.
Yeah, no. I went cruising once with Matt in San Francisco, and I'm telling you,
Meatpacking
It's a
district.
different kind of. Yeah.
it was the meatpacking district. I'll tell you, there was a fist. I haven't walked the same way since.
Yeah, Bruno Kirby was there. Yeah.
Yeah, Bruno Kirby.
Lots of hankies.
Bruno Kirby, fisted on a swing, is also great because in the Basketball Diaries, he wants he wants to blow Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and who knew that was
And-
based on a real event?
It was a real thing. And then his other movies, City Slickers.
It's just, yeah.
Dude, he has range. He has so much range.
They're just in a tent. He's just rubbing Daniel Stern. They have to cut that part out. He was a great actor, actually, Bruno Kirby.
That's how Curly died.
Oh, The Legend of Curly's Gold?
Yeah, he forced his penis in his mouth, and then Curly choked and died, and he laid him on that rock.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Yeah,
about it.
that's in the director's cut.
Yep, I've seen it. The director's cut of City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. All right, listen. If you like what we do around here, and I know you do, and you want a great way to let other people know what you're watching and listening to, you're going to love all the Blaze Media merchandise available at shopblazemedia.com. Everything from the Blaze Heritage and Blaze collections to Agua Donkeys and our Trump Vance 2024 merch. We have jackets, t-shirts, mugs, flags, and a whole lot more that doesn't say Normal World. There's so much there. You're going to love it. Go to shopblazemedia.com today. Check out all the cool stuff available, and can use the code BLAZE10, that's BLAZE10, to get 10% off your entire order. So go to shopblazemedia.com, promo code BLAZE10, and get 10% off your order.
And all those, everything that's on the apparel, Glenn Beck original paintings.
That's correct.
Yeah.
He's painted me once.
I've seen it.
I was his muse.
It's flame.
That's why there's the Titanic boat here.
Yeah, I saw that. When I was actually joking, I looked up. I was like, "That's probably from the Titanic," and then
It
it
was.
said Titanic.
Oh, it is.
The Titanic lifeboat.
Just up in the ceiling for no reason.
So no one can see it.
Well, we can see the metaphor. So anyway, Matt, where can we find you this weekend?
I'll be at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase November 1st and 2nd. I will be with you October 25th and 27th also in Toms River, New Jersey.
That's next weekend.
And Buffalo.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Yep.
Don't be sorry. You sneezed.
And
On
Helium
Mike.
and Buffalo.
We all sneezed.
Not on Mike.
Well, I sneezed on Mike.
You want me to fart into my chair? Make you feel better?
Yeah.
But I'd have to force it, so.
I sneezed on my friend Mike.
Butt sneezed.
My brother's name is Mike. I actually did sneeze on him many times. Have you ever sneezed and farted at the same time?
I think you die.
Dude, I sneezed and farted once, and an electric shock ran through my body. I was like 10. I
Yeah.
went blind for like a couple seconds.
I believe it. Yeah, you almost died.
And my dad just like looked over and hiccuped. That's what it was. It was three things. And I remember my dad like looking at me like it was the craziest thing he had ever seen. And it was like I saw all blue sparks.
It was like your body took a screenshot.
Yes, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everything was just like all at once.
Yeah, that would be, it'd be
It was
terrible.
insane. It shocked my system.
Yeah.
Where can we find you, my
Probably
little
made
buttercup?
your pee hole bigger.
My urethra is
Probably-
large.
Yeah, because it popped open.
Yeah, no, it's just from how many catheters have been put in it to get my stomach pumped. That's not something you can do when you're
You don't even feel a catheter anymore. You're just like slide it up.
I could never do that awake. If I'm ever at that point, I'm just going to kill me because the one, like 2 or 3 times I've had a catheter pulled out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't even think about it.
like you're going to feel like you really have to pee, but you don't. And they pull it out and you're like getting ready to punch a nurse. And then you run to the bathroom and nothing comes out.
That's going to be my OnlyFans hook.
Yeah,
I
it's
just put catheters in my pee hole.
I,
Go to
well,
austinanderson.net and sign up for my catheter porn. Just me screaming.
women can take catheters better, I think.
I'm going to get to the
Yeah.
point where I can use a
It
garden
didn't
hose.
bother me.
The catheter didn't bother you?
Nope.
See, your urethra is just not meant to have a toothpick in it.
Dude, I had a buddy that lived in Indonesia for a while and got kidney stones, and they don't give you any pain medicine, nothing.
Really?
You just have to raw dog it, and he had to pass giant kidney stones that ripped his urethra to shreds, and then they put stents in it.
See, those
With no pain medication. He said that he blacked out and saw visions of Jesus.
Well, yeah, because he was
Probably
telling
did
him.
see Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sure Jesus was like, "I'm really sorry. This is your fault, though, for being in a country that doesn't worship me."
Yeah, this is what you get.
Yeah.
And now you have to ride home with an entire family on one scooter.
You're gonna feel every bump on our Indonesian roads, dude. What an yeah, no, my wife had kidney stones too. Like she had one like that big.
Oh,
Oof,
God.
not too long ago. I guess I shouldn't share her HIPAA thing. She had some health stuff, but yeah, it was. They'll
brutal.
like shatter them or try to do it, like where they break them apart. You know,
Punch her in
yeah,
in the pelvis.
yeah, that's what they said. They go, you don't have to bring her here. Just throw a bowling ball at her stomach. But yeah, they said
Should I kick her harder than I usually do?
yeah, they're like,
What
well,
you asked?
clearly you're not doing a very good job if you can't break apart a kidney stone. Does she even cook for you? But they said no. They do a surgery where they break it up, but then you still have to pass it.
Yeah.
And it was the saddest, it's the most excruciating thing to look at.
Yeah.
Somebody having to deal with that. I mean, I'm sure there's worse things, but it looks so painful.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, pissing rocks is at the top.
Pissing rocks is up there. That's why I go to PD Debt. All right, Angela, where can we find you?
I'm on Angela Does Horror on YouTube. And
Okay.
That's it.
And that's it?
Well, I have social media, but I don't know what my username is, so just figure it out.
You don't know your username.
I think it's Angela. Normal Angela. That's what it is.
Normal Angela. And
Yeah.
isn't it Angela Does Horror on
YouTube.
YouTube?
Thanks, Dave.
I'm trying to help
Dave's
you
my
out.
manager.
That's what I do. I manage. I could be a good manager. Call up places.
You
Like,
would.
Manage these bowls.
Managing Arby's. You know what's the best thing about managing an Arby's? All the free beef and cheddars.
Yeah.
Eat like a king.
Yeah.
They have the meats.
They have the heart disease.
And you already smell like roast beef all the time.
I know, don't I? You know what's funny, though? You know I smell good.
You do smell good,
I
and you
know.
have the best breath of anybody I've ever known.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
It's true. I have great breath and I smell good.
Now I'm going to be just trying to sneak
Don't
up
worry, I have
behind
plenty
you,
of flaws.
smelling your breath.
None of them are on the surface, though. They're all
Yeah.
deep within inside.
Oh, no, they're very in the brain. Matt, you all right?
I'm fine. I went
Matt
to
has terrible breath. It's like he drinks coffee and eats a shit sandwich and then talks 2 inches from you. And you're like, ugh. No offense.
you gave me the mints. They work well.
The mints do work well. Did you start using them?
Yeah, I use them all the time.
Oh,
I
good.
use the
That's why I
Wildflower.
haven't noticed your breath like that.
Also,
lately.
Is Banaka's just fart spray from Spencer's?
It's probably because he eats everything off the grass like a gorilla.
it's like I don't have that bad breath.
You don't.
I know. I mean, but it's sad when I was like, my dog had worse breath. Yeah. It's like that's the worst breath ever. This animal.
Dogs have the worst breath, but they love you so much
They
that you
literally
can't
eat
help
shit.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I would never notice until I had to take him somewhere in the car, and it would just fill the car.
Yeah. And it's like somehow your fault. 'Cause
Yeah.
That, it can't brush with paws.
Yeah, dude. I have a 16-year-old Chihuahua that just had a rotten tooth pulled out, and its other teeth are rotten. But his favorite thing is to lick my face, and he's like 120, so I have to let him. But it is
Rough.
it is service to the Lord.
You're gonna start having like your nose crack. You're gonna catch like gangrene. Oh man, I miss Maddie.
Just
Madison, my dog.
Does it see very well?
gingivitis on my skin.
I had my step grandmother grew up in Florida, and I saw her like 3 times. I saw her like once every 20 years, and so I remember she had this really terrible dying poodle that could barely see. It had a giant cataract. It would start growling at a thing a foot from it that wasn't there, and then like it fell into the pool right before I was leaving. And the next time I saw her, 20 years had gone by, so that dog had died, and she'd got one that had aged exactly into that again.
And she was throwing it in the pool.
Yes.
Yeah, old people with my aunt had a dog she found named Scrud. And it looked like a big rat, but she found it and saved this dog. I loved the dog too. It was like one of the first dogs I would ever play with, but like it was like a city dog that was abandoned, and she took it in. And
What is Scrud?
she just named it Scrud because it like seemed like an apropos name
Looked
for a
like
ratty
Scrud,
dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a cool little dog. Another dog named Radar that was a Shih Tzu, but then it got hit by a car.
Oh.
It was a lie. It lived, but then he had like the weird teeth
Oh.
and the like one eye that went out too far.
And the wheels for legs.
The wheels for legs, dude. I bless those people who take care of those
My
dogs.
uncle had a Chihuahua named Ren that got lost and ran over by a car and lived for like 17 years after.
Really?
Yeah. It just somehow it just got the one leg.
Did Stimpy get the news?
Yes.
Right. Let's end on this. Let's go to the end of the world. If Matt Damon and Ben Affleck release one of their alleged porn tapes, what would it be called? Matt.
The come of all fears.
Oh, I like that. Angela.
He's just that far into you.
Austin.
Reindeer games.
I'm going to say the born immunodeficiency.
That's so good.
Or just read the others. Goodwill Humping and Bear Devil.
Also, Boy Love Room and Shakespeare and Ben.
Did y'all say Goodwill Humping already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it remarkable how many good movies Ben Affleck has made, but how many horrible ones he's...
I like them. We're more teased,
You
but
like
he's made some
Geely?
awful ones.
You like Geely.
Who doesn't like Geely? It's
Jiggly.
it's one of the worst things that's ever been made. Geely is what they play on a loop in hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're like, this, you can either watch your parents have sex or Geely, and you're like, I guess I'm watching my parents have sex. There's a plot. Good night.